Welcome you all in today's session. Welcome you all. I am Professor Panchbhai. Today's topic is today we are going to discuss about numerical on gate train by tabular method for a given problem statement. The problem statement is like this one. An epicyclic gate train consists of three gears 1, 2 and 3 as shown. The internal gear 1 has 72 teeth and gear 3 has 32 teeth. Okay. The gear 2 meshes with both the gears 1 and 3 and it is carried on an arm A which rotates about the center point O2 and at 30 rpm. It means gear 2 is going to be meshed with gear 3 and gear 1. Along with that, the arm A is rotating about point O at the center of gear 3 and having a speed equal to 30 rpm. This is also mentioned in the problem statement that the gear arm A will have a speed of 30 rpm. If the gear 1 is fixed, it means that the gear 1, which is the involved internal gear, is fixed one. And in that under that condition, we have to determine the speed of gear 2 and 3. We have to determine the speed of gear 2 and gear 3. The problem is given in such a way that there is a gear 3 and arm is mounted on a 1.02 center point O2. Gear 3 is meshing with gear 2 and which drives the gear 1. It means that with the help of gear 3 it is meshed with gear 2 and gear 2 is meshing with gear 1. So power or the speed is going to be transferred from gear 3 to the gear from gear 3 to gear 2 and from gear 2 to gear 1 along with the arm. Okay, that's why it becomes a state of epicyclic gear train. Okay, so from the given problem, what is the given data? A number of teeth on gear 1 and 3 is 72 and 32 respectively. Speed of the arm is 30 rpm, so Na suffix a equal to 30 rpm, and speed of the gear 1 is fixed because gear 1 is fixed, so speed of gear 1 is equal to 0. Okay, now what is remaining from this one? A number of teeth for number 2 gear is missing. So how we to calculate? We have to calculate the number of teeth on the basis of configuration diagram given over here. If you look at the configuration diagram, then we can see that the radius of gear 1, that is the internal gear, okay, of bigger size of bigger gear, is equal to the radius of gear 3 plus the 2 times the radius of gear 2 or plus the diameter of gear 2. So mathematically we can write it down R1, that is the radius of gear 1, is equal to radius of gear 3 plus 2 times the radius of gear 2. We can write down the values of radius in terms of teeth also with the help of mt by 2 formula. So for radius 1, mt1 by 2, for radius 3, mt3 by 2, and for radius 2, 2 times mt2 by 2. As m by 2 is common on both the sides, so it will be get cancelled. What is remaining? The t1 is equal to t3 plus 2 times t2, where t1 and t3 values are with me, which is given in the problem statement. From that I am able to find out the values of t2, that is equal to 20. So number of teeth on gear number 2 is 20. So we have all the number of gears with us, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now we also know that gear ratio. What is the gear ratio? Gear ratio is nothing but equivalent to radius speed of pinion upon speed of gear is equal to number of teeth on pinion upon number of teeth on gear. It means that this is the pinion, this is the gear. If it is rotating in a clockwise direction, so by default the gear will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. As the pinion is rotating in clockwise direction, the gear will rotate in a counterclockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. As I am saying that for my reference, the clockwise is supposed to be given mathematically is considered as a positive sign and counterclockwise is considered as a negative sign. The speed of the gear pinion will be equal to, from this equation, ng, that is the speed of gear, into tp by tg, ratio of pinion to the gear number of teeth, and with positive sign because I have considered that the pinion is rotating clockwise. Now second one, that is the speed of gear is equal to np, once again speed of pinion into number of teeth on gear upon number of teeth on pinion, but negative sign is appearing over there because as the gear is rotating clockwise, the pinion will rotate in a counterclockwise direction. That's why. Similarly, in this configuration diagram, if I am considering that the gear 3 is rotating in a clockwise direction and gear 3 is meshing with the gear 2, so gear 2 will rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. So speed of, mathematically, speed of gear 2 will have a negative sign with him. Also, the gear 2 is meshing with gear 1 internally. Okay, their pairing is internally. So the whatever may be the direction of rotation of gear 2 will be equal to the direction of rotation for the gear 2. So whatever may be the sign, either positive or negative, possessed by the gear 2 will be the same for gear 1 also, because 2 and 1 are meshed internally, but the gear number 3 and gear number 2 are meshed externally. So that's why the positive sign will appear for the speed of gear 3, but negative sign will be appear in front of the gear 2 and gear 1. Okay, now the numerical. Now the numerical can be solved with the help of tabular method. Okay, every numerical on gear train will have the same procedure for tabular method. Only the number of elements will change. Now elements means the gears, along with that arm. In the given problem there is arm, along with that gear 3, gear 2 and gear 1. What is the first of all step? What are the steps are there? After that, condition of motion, how the motion will be carried out for the different types of element, and what will be the speed of that element. For arm A, what will be the speed under that condition, what will be the speed of gear 3, speed of gear 2 and gear 1 respectively. Now first condition, if I consider step number 1, arm is fixed and gear 3 is rotating with 1 revolution, plus 1 revolution, then speed of gear 2 will be minus T3 by T2 and speed of gear 1 will be minus T3 by T1. Why minus? Because gear 3 is rotating in a clockwise direction. Gear 3 and gear 2 are meshes externally. That's why negative sign is going to be appear over there for the gear 2. Similarly, gear 1 is also meshing internally with the gear 2. That's why minus sign is going to be appear, because these both the gears, when we consider gear 3 rotate in a clockwise direction, it means that the gear 2 at that condition, the gear 2 and gear 1 will rotate in a counterclockwise direction. That's why minus sign is going to be appear for gear 1 and gear 2. Okay, this is the condition when we have 0 rpm for the arm, or arm is fixed, it means 0 rpm for arm and gear 1 is rotating with plus 1 revolution. Next one, you have fixed the arm but you have given plus some rotation, plus x rotation or revolution to the gear 3. So what does it mean? Arm is fixed, so 0, gear 3 will have plus x revolution, and for gear 2 that x will appear in front of the ratio of the number of teeth, that is minus x into T3 by T2 for gear 1 and for gear 2, and minus x into T3 by T1 for gear 1 similarly. Then we are considering that all the gears, step number 3 is that all the gears are rotating with same rpm, means they will have possessed the all the gears with, as we are all the gears means along with the arm is rotating y rpm with y rpm, it means all the other elements present in the epicyclic gear train will have the same motion. Okay, in first case we have the arm is having 0 motion, in second case the arm is having some y revolution and the other gears are remain idle. Okay, and last one is total motion. Total means when the arm is fixed along with when the arm is rotating with certain rpm. This addition of row number 2 and 3 will give me the total motion for all the elements, and that will be equal to 0 plus y, x plus y for gear 3, that is and y minus x T3 by T2 for gear 2, and y minus x t3 by t1 for gear number 1. This fourth row represent me the speed of respective element. That is for gear A, arm A, it's y. For gear 3, x plus y. For gear 2, it's this one, y minus x t3 by t2, and for gear 1, y minus x t3 by t1 for any condition. Okay. Now from table, speed of arm is equal to 30 rpm, and from given data, speed of arm is equal to y rpm from the table. Okay, so speed of arm will be equal to y equal to 30 rpm. What we will find out from this equation, the y value in the table will be equivalent to 30 rpm, that is equal to the speed of arm. Okay, next one, for gear 1, from the given data that arm is fixed, it means that the speed of gear 1 is 0, but from table, speed of gear 1 is equal to y minus x into t3 by t1, which is equivalent to, from the given data, is equal to 0. So after in this equation, if you want to find out what is unknown thing, x value, so x value equal to y, rearranging the equation, x will be equal to y into t1 by t3, and therefore x equal to 30. By putting the values of y, t1 and t3, you will have x value equal to 67.5 rpm. From once again, from table, n2 equal to, we have y minus x into t3 by t2. We have the values of y, x from the previous condition. We have the values of t3 and t2. We have put up the values of over here. Then speed of the gear 2 will be equal to 78 rpm. And once again, from table, speed of gear 3 is equal to x plus y. So x is values of 30, sorry, y value is 30 and x value is 67.5. So speed of gear 3 will be equal to 97.5. In this way, we have calculated from the table the values of speed of gear 2, that is 78 rpm, and values of speed of gear 3, 97.5. Thank you.